story of Clara Schumann. She was a virtuoso pianist in the mid-19th century. She was a composer, and she was married to Robert Schumann, who was the premier composer of his day. He was the kingmaker. And one day, Johannes Brahms, known as Jojo in this song, knocked on the door and rocked the world. I am married to the kingmaker, but of all the kings he chooses, Jojo's a ball breaker. He's a heart taker, and they call him the darling of the Muses. As I entered the parlor, Jojo sat at the piano. He had diamonds in his eyes and his hair was a halo. And he began to play like nothing I'd ever heard. It was crazy, made me dizzy. I think smoking is the word. The king is in the counting house, counting all voices in his head. Jojo kisses my children at night and tucks them into bed. Trick or treat, treaties, took evening walks after tea. Nothing happened, I'm ashamed that there was no impropriety. But he does give me a charge, and he blows all my fuses. How did I fall in love with the darling of the Muses? Tongue started wagging after me and my kids. I wish I'd had half the fun that they'd imagined that I did. But I got bills to pay, I got work to do. Ain't it funny how Jojo didn't get a scarlet attitude? The king is in the counting house, counting all the voices in his head. Jojo kisses my children at night and tucks them into bed. The kingmaker left me when he jumped into the rhyme. The voices in his head were so much stronger than mine. But I loved him with a vengeance. Every moment here are gone. He left me with Jojo, but he also left me all alone. The king is in the counting house, counting all the voices in his head. And when he took his last breath, I turned to Jojo and said, let's take a trip together, but he blew his kisses to me. He said he'd rather be alone as long as he was free. But my heart is broken twice, and I'm left with all those bruises. How did I fall